Hi, Sam here. Sorry if it's a bit echoey. I'm in a different setting and I'm in quite a big room, so that's probably why. But anyway, I'm doing a video in regards to real event false memory OCD. Okay, a theme that was latched on for me quite bad. I talk a lot about the chronic guilt OCD. Well, not chronic guilt OCD, where does that come from? I talk a lot about the chronic guilt, the chronic shame, the not letting you off the hook, that not allowing that minute's peace because it is one thing in the past, with these guilt-related themes and topics and all these things that OCD latches onto. So, first of all, with real event and false memory, I spent months, or I say months, I spent years, I trying to differentiate whether it was real or whether it was false, trying to work out, trying to get some certainty. Is this thing, act, event, whatever it is in the past, is it real? Is it false? You can't work that out with OCD. OCD is going to doubt anything. You could be 99.9% sure that it's false, but that 0.1% boom, that it could be real, so it's going to get in on that. Okay, so you can't work out whether it's false or whether it's real. You can have a good idea, but OCD is always going to doubt it. Okay, but it doesn't matter whether it's false or whether it's real. It's not like if it's false, you can recover. If it's real, you can. That's not how it works. Okay, with unconditional acceptance, as I'll go later on into this video, it really doesn't matter if it's false or it's real. Okay, and you can accept yourself unconditionally. So that's the first point I'd like to make. Why does an OCD latch to real event? Why does it latch to false memories? Why does it latch to things in the past? And that was exactly that, because it's in the past. Because you cannot change the past. You cannot amend the past. So if my dog just jumps up at me, I apologise. It's because you cannot change things in the past. Okay? OCD knows that. You can learn from the past, but you can't change it. All right? Because it is real. Because it happened, because it actually occurred, and it's not a fault. It's not just faults or faults. Because the thing actually occurred, OCD is going to get onto that, and that this thing is going to keep you stuck. It's going to make you feel guilty forever because there's one thing in the past. All right, so that is why it latches onto that. Now, I'm going to list a few examples. I can't list everyone because I'll be here all year. So one example would be, it could be a drunken night out. So you can't quite remember what happened. It could be a blurred memory. It could be faded. So you vaguely remember, but not quite sure. And that slight uncertainty, that slight doubt, is going to go boom. It's going to zoom in on that. Okay, it could be at a younger age. OCD, real event false memory OCD could latch onto. It could latch onto some. You could be triggered at the time. So you might not be quite sure what happened. Yet again, with that uncertainty, she's going to latch onto that. Okay, just a few examples there. It's not like if I haven't listed an example, it doesn't matter. It's not like you're treatment resistant because Sam hasn't listed the example of real event OCD. Rubbish. It could be absolutely anything. OCD's going to latch onto anything that you're scared of, or scared of one thing happening in the past. So it's going to latch onto that. All right. There's no limits. There's no boundaries. There's no only this OCD can latch onto. That's not how it works. Okay, so how does the approach of faults or thoughts, why is it not effective towards real event false memory OCD? Okay, so I remember thinking, well, thoughts are thoughts. Well, but this thing actually happened. This thing, I'm convinced this thing happened in the past. So a thought I wish it was just a thought. This is actually a thing in the past, okay? It doesn't work. All right, you're thinking that, well, everyone else is OCD, that they're just a fault, so they're fine. But this thing in the past, this is real, so mine's different. I'm treatment resistant. Okay, that's how thoughts weren't effective for me. Okay, so let me go into other ways that real event false memory OCD latches. Okay, it could link into the fear of feeling guilty forever. Okay, because of this one thing in the past, I'm going to feel guilty forever. I can't possibly enjoy anything. I can't possibly be happy in life. Okay, because of this one thing in the past, how it latches on. Okay, I can't physically have a moment's peace in the future because of this one thing in the past. Okay, that's it. My life's totally over. My life's totally written off because of this one thing in the past. Okay. It can link into a fear of going to prison because of this one thing in the past. Okay, it can twist it. It can manipulate anything, anything that's happened in the past that might have happened, might not have happened. It can twist anything. It can latch onto anything. It can feel utterly convincing and as real as it can possibly get. Okay, OCD has no limits of what it can latch onto. Anyway, especially real event false memory. All right, sometimes I remember thinking back now, it could be something that I hadn't thought about and then suddenly boom, just out of nowhere, something that happened 5-10 years ago, boom, and like, wow, where's that come from? But OCD is looking and scanning and searching for something that it can find anything. Okay, a fear of living a lie. Okay, fear of if only they knew. So you could be sat down the pub having a chat and then having the fear, oh my god, if only they knew about this one thing in the past, or living a false identity, or all these things that OCD can get on that, on those fears. Okay, fear of rejection, fear of disapproval, fear of being abandoned by family, by loved ones, by people you find important, fear of losing a job. OCD can latch on to absolutely anything, okay? It could be one thing in the past, oh my god, I'm going to lose my job, everyone's going to hate me, everyone's going to reject me. It really doesn't matter, OCD's going to latch on to absolutely anything, like I keep saying. Okay, so that's more of how it works, how real event false memory OCD operates. Now, what are the ways of getting better? So enough of me rambling on about, like I said, how it works. How do we get better? So the main thing with real event false memory OCD, okay, not thoughts of thoughts, it's going towards the unconditional acceptance, okay, moving towards the fear, okay, not running away, not saying that's the worst thing in the world. So remembering acceptance isn't agreement. You're not writing yourself off because of this one thing in the past. You're not writing life off because of this one thing in the past. Okay, so you may disagree, you may strongly hate this act, this event, but you're not saying your life is totally over, you're not saying you're a totally awful person, a rotten person that deserves no good. Okay, that's conditional acceptance. You're saying because of X equals Y. You need to lean towards, okay, even if that was real, I can learn to accept myself, I can learn from that. Okay, I'm not just defining myself by one act. Okay, humans are capable of many good, bad, neutral acts, indifferent acts. Okay, so you're not just defining yourself because there's one thing in the past that your life or you as a person or anyone else as a person is totally written off. Okay, that's just a brief description of unconditional acceptance. I'd really recommend reading The Myth of Self-Esteem by Albert Ellis. That goes into lots of details of unconditional acceptance, and also lots of videos on this channel that cover the topic of unconditional acceptance. Okay, so the second way, disputing irrational beliefs. Okay, and saying your life would be awful, life would be over, that is totally terrible. I can't stand this, I can't stand that. Okay, I can't stand the feeling of guilt. I can't stand the feeling of chronic shame. I can't stand anxiety. Okay, so all those irrational beliefs that come with real event and false memory OCD, saying is the worst thing in the world, that is life ending, all these things, this catastrophizing, this terribilizing, all these irrational beliefs. Okay, How to Stubbornly Refuse to Make Yourself Miserable by Albert Ellis, the first book on the reading lists, and also lots of videos on this channel. Provide lots of in-depth detail and knowledge onto disputing irrational beliefs. Very helpful when it comes to real event and false memory OCD. Okay, you're not going to recover, you're not going to get better from real event, false memory by analysing and trying to work out what happened, or trying to get certainty, trying to get some clarification. That's not where recovery lies. Recovery lies with that unconditional acceptance. It lies with that disputing irrational beliefs, okay? It's shaping your beliefs, changing your thinking. That's where recovery, that's where progress is made, okay? And finally, bringing it for the ride, okay? Not staying home because it is one thing in the past, because of the guilt that you feel, because you're constantly ruminating. You need to find the answer, you need to find the resolution. So you're putting things off, you're not going on holiday, you're not going for a promotion at work, you're not going out and seeing your mates, you're not going to this football match, football, Nick will love that, you're not going to a music concert, Okay, because of this one thing in the past. All these things that I avoided, that subtle avoidance, I didn't even realise that I avoided because of these things, because of real event false memory OCD. Okay, so not putting anything off. And as you're working on this, as you're applying the unconditional acceptance, as you're disputing irrational beliefs, it's not an overnight fix. You're not going to suddenly feel better overnight and that's it. You're guilt-free, you're real event, you're false memory OCD-free, and that's not how it works, okay? You're gradually working on the belief, you're gradually lowering the fear, so OCD is not latching on to that thing in the past. Because it doesn't care, you can latch on to absolutely anything in the past, okay? You don't care, it loses all intrusiveness when you apply that unconditional acceptance. Okay, you're not looking at you're not going to 0 to 100. That's terrible. That's the worst thing in the world. Okay, OCD is going to struggle to latch onto things once you lower the fear. Okay, and finally, hope. Now, real event, focused memory OCD. I know how stuck it feels. I know how challenging it can be. How it can feel like there's no way out. Okay, because of this one thing in the past, because it's real and not a thought, you feel like that's it, life's over, I can't possibly get better, I can't possibly feel better, I can't possibly recover. Now I know how you feel, I've been in your shoes. I would have appreciated a video like this when I was suffering, just to understand that it's a theme of OCD, and it's not just thoughts. All these things that OCD can latch onto. OCD can latch onto any event, anything in the past, okay? And that is crucial just to know that. All right, so that's it. If you like the video, please leave a like. Any suggestions from me or anyone else you'd like to do videos on this channel, please do leave some comments. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so already. Anyway, take care. Have a good day. Bye-bye.